China is home to one of the most unexpected and astonishing billion-yuan industries in the world: competitive racing pigeons. In a country where high-stakes gambling is restricted, pigeon racing has evolved into a massive, legal, high-liquidity sport where millionaires and elite breeders battle not on racetracks or casinos, but in the open sky. This is a world where prize pools reach billions, where a single pigeon can sell for more than a luxury penthouse, and where three legendary birds, James's legend, Nukim, and Armando, have rewritten the global record books. Today, we're diving deep into how China became the powerhouse of pigeon racing, why the sport exploded into a financial phenomenon, and what makes these top three pigeons worth more than gold. China didn't just join the global pigeon racing scene, it overtook it. In 2015 alone, official prize money across races exceeded 28.1 billion yuan. That's more than what many mainstream sports generate in prize payouts worldwide. European countries like Belgium and the Netherlands may have invented the modern racing Homer breed, but China took the sport and scaled it beyond anything the founders could have imagined. Racing pigeons here are described as the Ferraris of the bird world, engineered for speed, endurance, and genetic perfection. Why did China become the world's center of pigeon racing? A major reason is the China effect, a term used internationally to describe how Chinese demand increases global prices across industries. In this case, wealthy Chinese entrepreneurs, unable to wager legally on traditional sports like horse racing, turned to pigeon racing as a competitive outlet. Here, the sport is fully permitted, allowing massive capital to enter the system, capital that needs an outlet. And elite racing pigeons became that outlet. As a result, Chinese buyers now represent nearly half of all purchases at top Belgian auctions, often setting new global price records year after year. But before pigeon racing became a high-stakes sport, China already had a long history with homing pigeons. Records date back to at least 220 AD, with pigeons being used for message delivery. Genghis Khan and later empires relied on them for communication. Yet, the competitive racing version of the sport is much more recent. The Chinese Racing Pigeon Association celebrated its 40th anniversary only recently, marking its modern rise. Today, China produces around 680 million pigeons annually, an astonishing 80% of the world's total. This isn't a hobby anymore, it's a full-blown agricultural and sporting industry. The beating heart of Chinese pigeon racing is the OLR, one loft race system, the largest and most competitive in the world. In an OLR, young birds from thousands of fanciers are raised, trained, and raced from the same central loft. This means everyone competes under identical conditions. Same loft, same training, same release point. Only genetics, strategy, and the bird's willpower matter. China has over 500 registered OLRs. More than 300 of them regularly begin the season with over 10,000 pigeons each. Some events resemble a military air operation with the sheer volume of birds released at once. For example, a single Beijing race released 21,317 pigeons in one go for a 550-kilometer flight. That's not a race, it's an airborne spectacle. Where the competition is massive, the technology must be flawless. With enormous prize pools and thousands of competitors, timing accuracy is everything. Traditional rubber bands have been replaced by electronic RFID chips that instantly record the bird's arrival down to the millisecond. Big data systems monitor flight times, GPS trackers ensure fairness, and even genetic testing is used to verify lineage. These systems don't just improve accuracy, they protect the sport's legal status. With so much money involved, transparency and integrity are essential to prevent accusations of illegal gambling or manipulation. But what truly fuels the billion-yuan ecosystem is the sport's financial architecture. To enter a major OLR, participants pay non-refundable fees ranging from 1,800 won to as high as 16,800 won per bird. With thousands entering each race, prize pools skyrocket. Some top-tier events exceed 1 billion won in total payouts. But the biggest driver of wealth is not the basic prize pool. It's a system called designation. Designation fees are optional side entry fees where owners pay extra to bet on their own bird's performance in specific ranking categories. These fees can range from a few hundred yuan to over 20,000 yuan. If the bird hits the ranking target, the payout can be enormous. Fanciers openly describe designation as gambling, though legally it's permitted because owners may only wager on their own birds. Some designation categories award luxury cars instead of cash: Mercedes sedans, SUVs, even high-end G-wagons. In 2018, one bird won 7 luxury cars in a single competition. At the top of all Chinese races sits the legendary Beijing Pioneer Club, widely considered the toughest pigeon competition on Earth. Here, the elite of the elite compete, often backed by wealthy Taiwanese and mainland Chinese businessmen. The Pioneer Club's signature challenge is brutal: 4 550-kilometer races flown across 4 consecutive weeks. Tens of thousands of pigeons begin the season, but only about 10,000 survive to participate in the first final. And only a fraction complete all 4 races. To win the ace pigeon title at Pioneer, a bird must maintain extremely high average speed across all races. It must survive, perform, and outperform tens of thousands of opponents repeatedly. It's a test of genetics, endurance, physiology, and spirit. Any pigeon that conquers this gauntlet becomes instantly priceless. China's top fanciers put enormous emphasis on genetics. Many of the best-performing pigeons trace their ancestry to Belgian and Dutch bloodlines, including Koopman, Eierkamp, Janssen, Sion, and the legendary Porsche 911 lines. These European strains excel in speed, endurance, and homing ability. Chinese breeders import elite pigeons for breeding, sometimes paying hundreds of thousands or millions to secure specific bloodlines. Physical assessment is also meticulous. Experts look for 3 major traits: perfect balance in the hand, live vibrating muscles indicating oxygen efficiency, and a throat structure that suggests small internal organs and excellent metabolic performance. These traits predict whether a young bird can handle the harsh demands of OLR competition. Now let's meet the 3 pigeons that define the top of the industry, the birds whose names are known worldwide for their performance, genetics, and record-breaking prices. First is James's Legend, the performance king of China. Officially known as CHN 2018-01-00791, this pigeon achieved the extraordinary, winning the ace pigeon title in the 2018 Pioneer Club by dominating 4 consecutive 500-kilometer races. Week after week, he outflew tens of thousands of competitors. His performance earned his owner, James Huang, 7 luxury cars, including a Mercedes G63. After the season ended, the bird was auctioned in a charity event. James Huang bought his own pigeon back for 22 million yuan, about 3.38 million US dollars, making James's Legend the most expensive pigeon ever sold. Next is Nu Kim, the miracle hen from Belgium, who became the world's most expensive auction pigeon in 2020. She sold for $1.9 million to a Chinese buyer known as Super Duper. Unlike James's Legend, Nu Kim didn't earn her value from racing in China. Instead, she became a genetic treasure, a foundation breeder intended to elevate Chinese bloodlines for years to come. Her sale sent shockwaves through Europe, proving that China now sets the global price ceiling for elite pigeons. Finally, we have Armando, another Belgian superstar. Before Nu Kim, Armando held the world record price at $1.4 million. He was considered the greatest long-distance racing pigeon of his era, with unmatched endurance and consistency. A Chinese buyer acquired him exclusively for breeding, aiming to inject his long-distance capabilities into China's rapidly advancing racing lineages. Armando's sale marked the moment the world realized that China's investment in pigeon racing wasn't a trend, it was the future. Looking forward, the Chinese pigeon industry shows no signs of slowing down. The CRPA continues to modernize regulations, expand transparency measures, and strengthen ties with international organizations. There are even ambitions to host major international events like the Olympiad. As China pushes toward global leadership, the valuation of top pigeons will keep rising, and competition will grow even fiercer. Investors will continue seeking bloodlines proven in harsh OLR environments, especially at the Pioneer Club. In this sport, performance creates value, and value drives the future. In the end, the story of racing pigeons in China is not simply about birds. It's about ambition, competition, wealth, and the relentless pursuit of victory. It's about thousands of wings beating across hundreds of kilometers, driven by instinct and the desire to return home. And at the top of this skybound empire stand three legends: James's legend, New Kim, and Armando. These pigeons didn't just win races, they transformed an entire industry. In China's racing world, legends don't just run, they fly,